Hi there. Today I executed a lot of entries. I executed two buy entries and two sell entries. I'm not in my control to be honest. I was not doing good today. I my initial plan was to go for not go for buy. My overall plan was go for sell. I just wait for the draw and liquidity to take. But um, once I identified the market print entry pattern for me, like the market make a sell model, I go for an entry. But unfortunately, it didn't work really well. So I was like, while I comparing Euro USD with GBP USD, it's kind of one market invalidated my entry pattern. So hop my direction to buy, and I not stick with that. I just closed it and again go for short and again go for buy, and I keep on doing the same things. Even even though the stop was not hit, I manually closed all the positions. Ended up double my losses. That kind of sucks me a lot in the morning. Then as soon as my buy not worked, I executed my sell entry, which was pretty good. My anticipated by a bullish parallel, everything has been flipped. So in M5, I identified it was a so the first entry was nothing but the first leg. So it's manipulated in M1. Once the price rebalanced to the M15 and it's move on all the way up towards the M what towards the first leg, towards that high. Once it sweep, it start to flip the direction. It start to flip all the five value gaps, give structure shift. Everything is fine. So the thing is, I already executed 3 to 4 trades in the morning. I don't have any plans to execute position in my live accounts. I only plan to execute position in my funded account, which means the challenge accounts, especially the 50K. But due to the initial losses, I was so badly triggered. So I said in front of the live like I'm not gonna execute any position. Still ended up executing a position. I was in the futures market. I just move on to just see the GBPUSD at the time. It's printed really good entry. After that, I executed my fifth position with full lot. I executed 6 lots in 50K and I executed big lots in other time frame like other accounts like in I'm also started executing position in my live accounts even though I don't have any plan, and my entire psychology and mindset was completely ruined in the morning since I took 4 losses in a row and I completely hopping the direction. I was not in a good mind. Even though I was in a good mind, even though I have a plan to call it a day for forex, I executed my fifth position. That's what made me feel very bad. Even though sorry, secure some profits out of it, I don't want to brag it. I don't want to embrace it. It's kind of a stupid thing I can ever do. I purely disrespect my word today. I couldn't control myself. I can't control myself. Even I execute my good position. It's working really good. Sorry, it's working really good. It's playing towards my direction. I'm even flaky on my trade. Still I'm not sorry. Still I'm not holding my position. Even though it hit my take profit, my final take profit, I'm not closing holding my position. I just micromanaged it. Closed with 0.35 or risk reward ratio. I'm not even holding the position for 1:1. It gives obviously 1:3. It's a big lot. It's a big position. Like I modified that entry to the 5 minutes. So it was a pretty big entry, almost a 40 pips move. So I closed my position with very minimum profits like $35 and 10K and $50. I just let the 50K run and it's accumulated 2% for me, almost close to 2%. But the problem here is I'm not respecting my words. I'm not following my rule. I deviated everything to make the profit. So I know if I'm doing this kind of things, I'm going to give that back all the way um, towards the. I can donate all those things to other people. Like I couldn't keep that if I make those kind of profits. So I have to stick with my rule and I have to put a proper rule. So it's kind of a It's a good day, fine day. If I'm just be patient, if I'm just be follow my rule, it was a fine day. But since I deviated everything, even though I make some profits, I'm not happy. I was super bad, feeling super bad, and the whole day was not that good. I was constantly scolding me very badly because even though I know I am not supposed to do that, I'm not supposed to close my position. Once I execute my position, I should wait for the TP or either only two or the stop loss to hit. But I'm just deviating with some random reasons. That's not right. It ended up losing more than what I expected. So gonna go over the trade that I took in the morning session, and I have not took any position in Nasdaq in my MyFounder futures. So I'm gonna explain the trade that I took in the morning session. It was obviously a good trade. No complaint about it. There is no complaint about it. So I'll just go on to daily time frame so I can explain it even clearer. So this was my so actually what happened in it's a huge big like it was a news candle, Wednesday candle, big news. I don't know what kind of data is that was that. It's a huge news candle. So I so the today price clear out the previous day high and it's keep on expanding towards high. So I expected the drawn liquidity should be the daily fair value gap and the Wednesday news candle high. So that's the reason why I was super bullish. In 4 hour, what happened here is it's printed SMT with USD. It's keep on going higher. So I expected the price to reach to this fair value gap. Sorry, to this high. But what happened exactly today is as this is just forget about this news candle high, bro. This is the news candle fluctuation. So this is the actual swing high inside the actual bullish bearish fair value. Yeah. Once the sell buy side has been swept, once the price reach this fair value gap, it start to print the market maker sell model. And as you can clearly see, you couldn't find anything to support buy, right? You don't have any fair value gaps, you don't have any structure. It's kind of printing SMT, it's keep on going higher. This whole buy is just to rebalance to this fair value gap to hunt this liquidity. Once this liquidity has been swept, price give beautiful sell model. What the problem is, I anticipated this high as at already. That's the reason why I was not. I hop on. I continuously um, flipping the direction, flipping the entry. This is this is a what? This is 1 hour time frame. You can clearly see. No, not this one. Okay, you can clearly see. This is the liquidity aligned with this value gap. You can clearly see this value gap clearly hold the price. So this value gap clearly hold the price. Price failed to close above, but it did sweep the liquidity. Mostly we don't need to worry about this kind of news candles because mostly it's just the fluctuations. So it's not a standard move. Once price exactly stopped at this point and started reverse its direction, the lowest high has been swept. It's keep on selling towards the London low. This is the London low. In 15 minutes, still the same. So in 15 minutes, what happened here is as soon as price sweep the high, enter this fair value gap. What happened here is price start to print some start to sell off all the way towards the last formed fair value gap in 15. Once the fair value gap getting tapped, it's rebalanced to all the way up to this swing high. This is a for me, it's a first leg in higher time frame. It's a first leg. It's kind of rebalance. It's just because to rebalance, picking up the recently found fair value gaps. It's come and tapped, go all the way up, swept. Now it's start to give the real move. Now it's start to give the real reversal, structure shift, and it's clearly flipped the fair value gap. Once it flipped the fair value gap, it's continuously keep on holding the position. As you can clearly see, you don't need to worry about any kind of things inside this range since the M15 don't have any fair value gaps here. It's a clean structure shift. It's a clean fair value gap flip. So this fair value gap beautifully acted as inverse since we don't have any fair value gap, so we don't need to worry about anything. So we can put the tight stop here. If we have any fair value gaps here, might be price come all the way up to rebalance that fair value gap. So obviously we don't get anything out of it here. So it's a clean market make a sell model. Come off, start to sell off all the way towards the London low. But I closed my but I gonna tell that. Just give me a moment. Is that clear now? It's not clear actually. I'll delete this. Okay, bro. So I'm gonna just hide that. So this is where I execute method. I consider it as a flip. I consider it as an entry in 1 minute. It's kind of printing some SMT in 1 minute. I can explain it in a minute. So actually, what happened here is this is not SMT. This is a clean SMT. This is where the market print the SMT in USD. This high gets swept. Here in GBP it's not actually. So first leg getting swept, SMT printed, and the recently formed all five value gaps getting flipped. So last formed five value gap holding the price started pushing lower. Structure shift, and it's go all the way down. Flip the five value gap in M5 and M15, and it acted as inverse. Exactly stopped at the 50% of the flipped five value gap. Start to sell off all the way down towards this liquidity, which is nothing but the London low. The problem is I'm planning to hold my position up to this, but this was my target in the morning, but I closed my position where I executed my position. Um so executed my position somewhere around here, and I closed my position here. This is my take profit. It's a purely the complete BS, right? This is my entry. I know this is the last manipulation. This is a structure shift. This is a structure shift. We can clearly target this low, at least this low. But I close my position. I exit my position here. I close my position somewhere around here. That's made me feel very bad. You- yeah. So that's what happened in 5 minutes. The whole move is just because this whole move is just a fake. Once the price tap the M5, go all the way up to sweep the first leg, then it start to flip all the fair gaps which created here. In 1 minute, I can explain it in a very good way. So yeah, this is what we got, bro. This is what we got here. So first I explain what happened inside the scene, then I can explain the actual mess which I did today. So actually what happened today is, so I consider it as a SMT, but it's not. This is just a first leg. Once the first leg getting swept, what happened? The manipulated fair value gaps getting flipped. This fair value gap created in order to manipulate the buyers. We consider some people consider it as a breakout structure. Some people might consider it is a buy. We can go for buy, something like that. But actually, the all move is just because to sweep the high. Once the high getting swept, it's flip all the favor. It's leave these imbalances, but I also flip this fair value gap. Then it rebalance to this discounted fair value gap inside the whole swing. This is where it's print the SMT Euro USD close of the high. Here it's not. So it's print SMT here. As soon as price reached the discounted fair value, what happened here is kind of the this is the lost form of fair value gap. Come on tap. It's failed to close out this high. This is one more SMT. So this is a major SMT, this is a minor SMT, and this is a structure shift, and this value clearly get flipped. So everything aligned in 1 minute. First leg swept, first leg swept, recent found hardware getting ran through discounted price. We can if we once we get this reaction, we should exit the position, put the stop at high. That would be a great thing. If we want to see even further confluence, we can wait for this fair value to flip. We can get this structure shift. So we again get the structure shift plus fair value flip. So this is what we got in 1 minute. In 5 minutes, this is going to be the major structure shift, and this is going to be the major structure shift in 5 minutes in high time frames. And what I did in the morning in the live session, I forget about that. I was when I was here, I found this SMT in Euro USD print lower high, I guess. So I consider it as a SMT. Once the recently found fair value gap, what happened? Flipped, structure shift. What we got? This value of getting flipped, this value of getting flipped, big displacement, structure shift. It's a clean entry model, bro. It's a clean entry model, SMT printed. So we can expect a sell here and price sweep the liquidity sell side, and it's M15 H1 H4 sellers fair value gap. So obviously we can go for short. So I'm not executing short here, executing short here. That's the first mistake. I supposed to execute my position right here. Once it once I get the structure shift, I should execute my position here, put the stop at the high, anticipating lower prices. But I didn't. But unfortunately I was late, executing late. I executed here, and inside this range, once the price start to accumulate it here in Euro USD, it's completely invalidated my model while the price doing this kind of thing. In Euro USD, it's keep on going higher and clear out this high. So I was like, okay, fine. If this is the case, if this was the case, most probably my entry is not going to work. So I flip my half my direction. So I understand it's tapped the M5, M15, and the recently formed bearish value that holding the price no longer holding structure shift. So it's liquidity sweep, higher time frame fair value gap, structure shift, fair value getting flipped. So I execute my position right here. Fine execution. There is nothing to complain about it. Stop at the high. We can expect this high is our first target. So my stop was here. Unfortunately, I closed this position due to Euro USD manipulation. Euro USD kind of started to sell off like this. So I was like, so maybe I'm wrong. So I closed my position. Maybe it's might be the internal sweep. Maybe it's going to go lower. So I swiftly close my direction, close my position, and I execute one position in Euro USD short, like this. It just consider it as the benefit, yeah. So once it sweep in Euro USD, once I get this kind of a candle, I execute my position, and it stopped me out obviously. So what I did is, later what happened here is I saw this much displacement. It's flipped all the fair value gaps. So once I see this entry model started playing out, it's this structure shift. This entry model is getting played out. It's flipped all the fair value gaps. So I was like, so I executed my position here. So this was my first sell. This was my second buy. This was my third entry buy. So I execute my position, put the stop at the low. Once this has been taken, I put my entry to break even. And what happened here is, after it sweep this first leg, it started to flip the direction. After that, what happened here is, I was like, okay, fine. If I'm bullish, this should hold the price. But since it flipped the direction, I execute my position here, put the stop at the high. It was a very big stop. And I was not that confident. I was not very confident. And I was like completely missed. So I closed my position here. I was confused, totally confused. I lost the direction of the price, right? So this was my first, this was my second, this was my third, this was my fourth entry, and this entry closed manually, this entry closed manually, this entry closed manually by setting it up in break even point. This entry closed manually with a loss, $200, $200, $400 almost loss. And after that, I moved on to forex market, sorry, futures market. I was in Nasdaq and ES. Then what happened? Then I identified this thing in M15, in sorry, M5. In M5, it was very clear. So M5, what happened at that point of time? I was like, when I saw that, so it's clearly printed SMT. It the that flipped value up on this M5 value calling the price. It gives a clear structure shift. So I don't no longer thinking twice to execute the position. I understand this is the first leg, and this is where the real SMT printer. This is where we got the structure shift, and every final get flipped. So it's obviously going to go lower. So I was super confident. So I execute my position. But the key thing is, I was planned not to put any size or any position after my fourth loss. But since I see or consider it as a good entry, fine entry, I executed it. Even though I said from my consciousness, like, even though it printed a golden opportunity, golden entry top notch entry. I'm not going to execute any position. But still, I deviated my word. I execute this entry, even though I'm secured some profits out of it, I'm lost personally. I personally, I disrespect my word. I'm not following what I said to me, what I said in the live. I completely disrespect everything, and I'm not even in my control. I was not following risk management. I completely put big lots and not even hold the price towards this low. I know it's going to go lower if I projected this guy from this to this. It will clearly uh we can clearly hold our question to this point, at least to this point. But what happened here is complete mess. I'm not in my control. I completely overtraded it. Just because the entry is good doesn't mean you can broke all the rule. But I broke the rule. It's not because the entry is looking sexy. It's because I lost four trades in a row. I want to make that money back. I've just revenge traded it. That's it. Nothing more than that. It's not about the model. It's about the I want to be right mindset. Second thing, I want to make my money back. The two mindset tempted me to led me to execute my fifth entry, which I was not considered my good decision. Okay, that's it, bro. That's everything for today, and it's a fine day, fine execution. The only thing is my draw liquidity is higher. My draw liquidity was higher in the morning, so that's why I was not that confident. But actually, market started to reverse its direction from here itself, and I identified it, but I'm not that focused. That's it, and that is no entry in Nasdaq thing. So have fun, stay safe. I'll see you in the live on Monday. Peace.